इस जन्म में तो आप हमको नहीं हरा सकते दिल्ली के अंदर आम आदमी पार्टी को।
Jhadu loses its jadoo. Voters bounce the AAP biggies. Saffron sweep in the capital. AAP biggies bite the dust. Faceless BJP vanquishes Kejriwal. Top focus on India today.
हम दिल्ली के मालिक हैं, इस जन्म में क्या अगले जन्म में नहीं हरा सकते. The voters of Delhi answering the hubris of Arvind Kejriwal, down from 62 seats to 22, a loss of 40 seats in one assembly election. A big defeat and a big victory for the BJP. The Prime Minister and the BJP top leadership celebrating at the BJP headquarters. We'll get you all the action and more importantly, look at what this means for Indian politics going forward here. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke a short while ago at the BJP headquarters, seeming more pumped up than he has been in a long while. He heads out to Paris and then to DC early next week. Here is Prime Minister Modi speaking to the BJP Karyakartas and to the voters at large after the BJP's resounding victory in the national capital.
आज दिल्ली की जनता ने साफ कर दिया है कि दिल्ली की असली मालिक सिर्फ और सिर्फ दिल्ली की जनता है. जिनको दिल्ली का मालिक होने का घमंड था, उनका सत्य से सामना हो भी गया. दिल्ली के जनादेश से ये भी स्पष्ट है कि राजनीति में शॉर्टकट के लिए, झूठ और फरेब के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है. जनता ने शॉर्टकट वाली राजनीति का शॉर्ट सर्किट कर दिया. यमुना मैया की, यमुना मैया की, यमुना मैया की. आज दिल्ली में, दिल्ली के लोगों में एक उत्साह भी है, एक सुकून भी है. उत्साह विजय का है और सुकून दिल्ली को आपदा से मुक्त कराने का है. दिल्ली के लोगों का ये प्यार, ये विश्वास हम सभी पर एक कर्ज है. इसे अब दिल्ली की डबल इंजन सरकार, दिल्ली का डबल तेजी से विकास करके चुकाएगी. साथियों, आज की ये ऐतिहासिक विजय है. ये सामान्य विजय नहीं है. दिल्ली के लोगों ने आपदा को बाहर कर दिया. एक दशक की आपदा से दिल्ली मुक्त हुई. साथियों, टूटती सड़कें, कूड़े के ढेर, सीवर ओवरफ्लो और प्रदूषित हवा, दिल्ली की जनता इन सब समस्याओं से त्रस्त रही है। अब यहां बनने वाली भाजपा सरकार दिल्ली को विकास की ऊर्जा के साथ एक आधुनिक शहर बनाएगी। साथियों, पहली बार दिल्ली एनसीआर के हर प्रदेश में बीजेपी का शासन आया है। आजादी के बाद ये पहली बार हुआ है। राजस्थान में, यूपी में, हरियाणा में, ऐसे पड़ोस के हर राज्य में भाजपा की सरकारें हैं।
The Prime Minister exulting at the fact that all the states neighboring Delhi now have BJP governments, and this has happened for the first time, which is true, but it also means that those will increase the expectations of voters in these areas to see a development model kick into action at the earliest possible. Sanju Verma joins us at this time. In our studios is Rajat Sethi from the Aam Aadmi Party. We have Dr. Sunny Singh Ahluwalia and Siddharth Mishra has been our political analyst joining us through the day. Sanju Verma, you must be delighted. You know, you've been attacking the Arvind Kejriwal-led AAP for a long time through this campaign. 48-22, exactly what you had in mind. Perfect Super Saturday.
Rahul, do you remember I was on a debate with you barely 3 days back, and I told you, you can put a gun to my head if we don't win. And if you win, then very humbly we accept your good wishes and congratulations. So yes, as the Prime Minister has said, there's no room for hubris, there's no room for arrogance, there's no room for lies, deceit, deception, and the Janta, Janta Janardhan ka jo Ashirwad BJP ko mila hai, I think we accept that with folded hands. But I would just like to say one thing. Everybody out there said, oh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on the ticket. This is not a fight between Virender Sachdeva or a Kejriwal or Parvesh Sahib Singh Verma versus a Kejriwal. This is directly a fight between the Modi model versus the Kejriwal model. And lo and behold, we've now realized that the Kejriwal model is a big zero. It's a sham. It's a hoax. And the shenanigans of the Aam Aadmi Party have been laid to rest today. My favorite quote on victory is, winning is not everything. Winning is the only thing. Famous quote by Henry Russell. And for anybody out there who says, politics is not about winning, politics is about grace. Yes, it is about magnanimity. It is about being generous. It is about showcasing a modicum of grace. But above all, it is about winnability. If you are not fighting to win, then why exactly are you in the race to start with? And, let's not forget one thing, that I have been doing a zillion debates on this, entire Delhi election in the run-up to the polls on the 5th of February. And barring you and ikka-dukka journalists, nobody ever questioned Kejriwal. I would be coming on debates and people would say, but Sanju Verma, Kejriwal is saying कि आपने voters delete कर दिए हैं. अरे but Sanju Verma, Kejriwal कह रहे हैं आपने voters की addition कर दी है. अरे केजरीवाल कह रहे हैं आप लोगों ने 15-15 करोड़ दिए हैं. भाई, who is Kejriwal? Finally, he is somebody who's out on bail. Why are people putting him on a pedestal and trying to legitimize every reckless and baseless allegation of his?
Okay, so that's one part of the argument. That's from the campaign. That part is answered. Rajat Sethi, the crucial part is what will BJP do in Delhi now? Because, speaking to one very senior official in the BJP, and he said, we've got 3 years. If we can demonstrate in the next 3 years, arguably well before 2029, that there is a different BJP, there's a different Delhi under the BJP, then we're in business. Otherwise, people will say, they're kind of the same. We've got a big opportunity. We have to hit the ground running.
I think today, first of all, Kejriwal should morally resign from the MCD also. Allow a uniform government right from the municipal corporation level to the state level.
That's wishful thinking. Why should
No, I mean, see, right now he is allow just for the sake of Delhi. If you want to, sort of let the BJP rule it properly, allow a uniform government and see if the BJP is able to do or not.
Why is he supposed to make the BJP's job easier? That's not his job.
No, वैसे भी टूटेगा ना. There is no anti-defection happening in the MCD. But I'm telling you, from a Delhi's point of view, it might sound immoral to you. I personally feel it's absolutely not immoral. you should ensure there is uniformity of government. BJP should take these 2-3 years to sort of set an example how a corporation in such an important cosmopolitan is to be governed. You know, for a fairly long time, big cosmopolitans were out of power for BJP. Mumbai was not in their hand, Calcutta wasn't, Hyderabad wasn't, Bangalore wasn't, Chennai wasn't, and including this, Delhi was also not with them. So BJP has been really, waiting desperately that these cosmopolitans can become those engines of our growth, engines to even demonstrate what India is all about to the world. I think now the BJP has gotten this opportunity, and I personally don't think that there should be the same blame game. Arey MCD ne kachra saaf nahi kiya, doesn't fall under the state government. For that sake, for Delhi's sake, let Kejriwal take a rest, take a step back, allow uniform government all through and through. And let's at least see governance
joins us
now.
from the BJP headquarters. An important meeting is going on. The celebrations were delirious, wild celebrations. They usually stand, they clap very loudly. This time a lot of BJP leaders were dancing like there was no tomorrow.
Well, Rahul, there were, the moves that we saw. The reason was because after 27 years, and everyone, the exit polls obviously were saying that it's the BJP which is sweeping, but in a lot of talks, people said that the BJP is not, is not the party that will come to power. Arvind Kejriwal still has done a lot with regards to all that he stands for. So that's the reason why we are now seeing, because people within also, though even they knew that this is the number, they really wanted to see it on the paper, and that's the reason why we saw those kind of moves being made. And not just that, we also heard, Rahul, how the Prime Minister also spoke about the next big elections. The state of Bihar is also something that he spoke about. So now you can see that full gear is something that the BJP is in, and after the celebrations, the crucial meetings are now taking place, and from what we understand, Rahul, in the next 10 days, maximum 10 days, we will get the name of who will become the next Chief Minister of here, and we'll also
but
get
given
to know
the body language that we are seeing, Rajat Sethi, from the family of Parvesh Verma, क्या काम करना है, बड़े काम करने अभी तो दिल्ली में, etc. Some of those comments seem to suggest he's got some indication that his security is being beefed up. There are barricades outside his house. This could be a bit premature, but he clearly seems to have some indication that he's in line to be CM. बहुत ज़्यादा माहौल बन गया उनके इर्द में.
No, let me not jinx it. See, he's ticking all the check boxes that can be there for for qualifying to be the top post for the top post. He's young, energetic, has that fighting spirit, because remember the opposition, Aam Aadmi Party in opposition is going to continue to be an irritant. You want somebody who can speak their language, do the street fight. He can do all of that. Along with that, the caste equations, the larger message that the BJP can send through, everything fits. But let us not jinx it, and he too should sort of shy away and lie low, so that, till the final stamp of approval is not there from the BJP's top leadership.
Don't celebrate a seat you don't have yet. Just hold your horses.
Yes.
Let it happen. There could be a Bhajan Lal Sharma waiting somewhere. So I want to show you this excerpt from an interview I did with Parvesh Verma a little while earlier. Parvesh Verma currently leading the sweepstakes to be the next chief minister. Around him, leaders, karyakartas are already feeling a chief ministerial vibe around him. But that can often be misleading. Let's take a look at what he had to say when we spoke to him a short while ago. Man of the moment, the man who scripted electoral history for the Bharatiya Janata Party, the man who's being celebrated all the way from Kashmir to Kanyakumari amongst the BJP cadre, Parvesh Verma. The giant slayer now joins us live. Parvesh bhai, from a BJP lens, आपने तो कमाल कर दिया.
सर, मैंने कमाल नहीं किया. ये तो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का कमाल है कि दिल्ली वालों ने उनके ऊपर विश्वास जताया है. जो उन्होंने देश में काम किए, दिल्ली में काम किए, ये कमाल है हमारे पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष आदरणीय जेपी नड्डा जी का. ये कमाल है हमारे गृह मंत्री आदरणीय श्री अमित शाह जी का, जिन्होंने दिल्ली में सारे चुनाव की कमान अपने हाथ में ली है. ये कमाल है दिल्ली के पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं का, जिन्होंने जी जान मेहनत करी है. और ये कमाल है दिल्ली वासियों का, जिन्होंने एक अच्छी सरकार बनाई है.
कई सारे लोगों को लगता है कि तुक्का है, आपने ऐसे ही हरा दिया. उनको मालूम नहीं कि पिछले एक महीने में आपने कितना काम किया नई दिल्ली में. तो थोड़ा बिहाइंड द सीन्स, पर्दे के पीछे की कहानी बताएं. कि आपको कब बताया गया गृह मंत्री द्वारा कि दिल्ली जाना है? आपका शुरू में क्या रिएक्शन था? कैसे आपने जमीन तैयार की जो कि आज लोगों को वो इमारत दिखाई दे रही है?
देखिए, अभी मैं आपको 2 मिनट में तो सारी राम कथा नहीं बता सकता हूं, मगर आपके साथ में कभी बैठूंगा आपके चैनल पे, फिर आपको विस्तार से बताऊंगा। मगर पार्टी ने मेरे को 2 महीना पहले बता दिया था कि आपको लड़ना है नई दिल्ली, और मैंने काफी तैयारी करी और यहाँ के कार्यकर्ताओं ने काफी जो है मेहनत करी। और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी का जो यहाँ के लोगों ने उनके ऊपर विश्वास जताया, ये सबसे बड़ी बात थी।
कई सारे बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता सोचते हैं कि केजरीवाल को हराने के बाद अगले मुख्यमंत्री के लिए सबसे प्रबल दावेदारी आपकी है। मन में थोड़े थोड़े लड्डू, थोड़ी अनिश्चितता कि बना भी सकते हैं, काट भी सकते हैं, क्या होगा? क्या आपके दिलो दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है?
देखिए राहुल जी, मैं ऐसा व्यक्ति, मैं बड़ा जो स्पिरिचुअल आदमी हूँ, तो मैं बहुत ज्यादा खुशी होती है तो बहुत ज्यादा खुश नहीं होता, बहुत ज्यादा दुख होता है तो बहुत ज्यादा दुखी नहीं होता। तो जो भी पार्टी का विधायक दल तय करेगा, जो पार्टी की लीडरशिप तय करेगी, वो सभी को मंजूर होगा।
My colleague Gaurav has a question for you. Gaurav,
हम लोगों ने आपके पिताजी का भी चुनाव कवर किया था, साहिब सिंह वर्मा जी का, दिल्ली में उनकी नीति और जिस तरह से उन्होंने दिल्ली में काम किया था, वो किस तरह से आप आगे ले जाना चाहते हैं?
देखिए, बहुत सारे काम किए थे और उनके बाद में मैं कहूंगा कि 20 साल, अगर मैं कहूं तो उनको केवल 2.5 साल का समय मिला था। 2.5 साल में हजारों काम किए, मगर 20 साल में मैंने देखा कि कोई काम नहीं हो पाए दिल्ली में जितने काम हो सकते थे। तो ये चुनाव में सबसे अच्छी बात ये रही कि हमारी ऊपर सरकार है और जो हमें प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी का साथ मिलेगा, उनका विजन मिलेगा दिल्ली में, तो दिल्ली में डबल इंजन की सरकार नहीं 10 इंजन की सरकार काम करेगी और 5 साल में बहुत सारे काम करेंगे। दिल्ली के सारे लोगों को फर्क दिखाई देगा।
आपको इस बात का एहसास तो है कि बहुत जिम्मेदारी है, क्योंकि लोगों ने देखा 10 साल में क्या हुआ। अब उनकी ढेरों उम्मीदें हैं कि अगर बीजेपी जब सरकार बनाएगी तो बहुत जल्दी जल्दी आपको दिल्ली की तस्वीर बदलनी पड़ेगी।
बहुत जल्दी बदलनी पड़ेगी और बहुत जल्दी बदलेंगे। आपको 5 साल में हमने जितने वायदे किए, सारे वायदों को पूरा करेंगे और दिल्ली के लोगों के ग्राउंड पे दिखाई देगा। अगर हम यहाँ से नई दिल्ली से बाहर निकलते हैं, 10 किलोमीटर दूर जाते हैं, तो हमको दिल्ली की सही पिक्चर दिखाई देती है कि वहाँ पे सीवर लाइन की क्या हालत है। शायद कट गया क्या?
नहीं,
यहाँ पे सीवर लाइन की दिल्ली में क्या हालत है, गाँव की, कॉलोनियों की क्या हालत है, रोड्स की क्या हालत है। तो बहुत सारे काम करने राहुल जी, हमारे ऊपर में बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है, क्योंकि दिल्ली की हालत को मैं समझता हूँ। मैंने दिल्ली की सही पिक्चर देखी है, सही मैंने तस्वीर देखी है और क्या दिल्ली में प्रॉब्लम्स है मैं जानता हूँ। तो बहुत सारे काम करने हमारे सामने बहुत बड़ी चुनौती है, मगर सबसे हमें जो है विश्वास है कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के साथ में मिलकर बड़े से बड़ी चुनौतियों को पूरा करेंगे।
ये बताइए, जो शीश महल का केस है या दिल्ली लिकर वाला जो मामला है, क्या उसमें वो आपकी प्राथमिकता रहेगी या दिल्ली में सुधार आपकी प्राथमिकता रहेगी?
देखिए, सारी चीजें एक साथ ही करेंगे। दिल्ली में विकास भी करेंगे और दिल्ली के टैक्स पेयर का पैसा कहां पे करप्शन में गया, कौन से स्कैम में गया, उसकी भी जांच करेंगे। तो अगर किसी सरकार ने स्कैम किया है तो उसकी जांच होनी चाहिए। कौन कौन उसमें कल्प्रिट थे, कौन ऑफिसर थे, कौन पॉलिटिशियन थे, वो सभी को सजा मिलेगी।
शीश महल में रहेगा नया मुख्यमंत्री की नहीं?
मेरे से पूछेंगे तो नहीं रहना चाहिए।
अच्छा, ये बताएं सेलिब्रेट कैसे करते? परवेश वर्मा पॉलिटिक्स को लेके तो बहुत सीरियस लग रहे हैं, आप सेलिब्रेट कैसे करेंगे अपने यार दोस्तों के साथ, फैमिली के साथ? इतनी बड़ी जीत हुई, इतना गंभीर क्यों लग रहा है? ये भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा। इतनी बड़ी आपकी जीत हुई, आप इतना सीरियस लुक दे रहे हैं।
मैंने कहा राहुल भाई कि देखिए, ये जो होता है ना, जीत और सुख दुख ये चलता रहता है जीवन में। मैंने कहा कि बहुत ज्यादा कोई वो होती है, खुशी होती है, तो ज्यादा खुशी होना भी ठीक नहीं है, बहुत ज्यादा दुख हो तो दुख होना भी ठीक नहीं है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे काम करना है। मुझे केवल इस बात की चिंता है। तो बहुत बड़ी जीत है, मैं जानता हूँ, मगर ये जीत का श्रेय दिल्ली के कार्यकर्ताओं को जाता है, दिल्ली वासियों को जाता है, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी को जाता है।
क्या एमसीडी आपके लिए चुनौती रहेगी? क्योंकि इस समय जब अरविंद केजरीवाल मुख्यमंत्री थे और बीजेपी एमसीडी में थी तो कहते थे सहयोग नहीं मिल रहा है, या फिर एलजी का सहयोग नहीं मिल रहा है, केंद्र का नहीं मिल रहा है। आपके साथ वो वाली प्रॉब्लम्स तो नहीं रहेंगी, लेकिन एमसीडी?
देखिए वो प्रॉब्लम तो कभी इनके साथ भी नहीं थी, ये केवल उसको इशू बनाते थे, ये ऐसा नैरेटिव बनाते थे क्योंकि काम नहीं करते थे, इसलिए ये नैरेटिव बनाते थे कि मुझे कोई काम नहीं करने देता। ऐसी बिल्कुल कोई बात नहीं है, चाहे वो एलजी साहब हो चाहे प्रधानमंत्री जी हो, सभी चाहते दिल्ली में विकास हो क्योंकि दोनों यहीं तो रहते हैं। तो दिल्ली में अच्छे काम होंगे, ये हमारी प्राथमिकता है। दिल्ली को वर्ल्ड कैपिटल जैसे होती है वैसी कैपिटल बनाएंगे ताकि दिल्ली वासियों को गर्व हो।
You know, his father was chief minister between 96 and 98, and then before the elections was replaced by Sushma Swaraj. Siddharth Mishra used to be a very active journalist at the time. He's joining us. We don't know who will be chief minister. There's a lot of buzz and interest in who gets to be chief minister next. What kind of a chief minister was his father? And from the distance where you observe things, what similarities and dissimilarities do you see between father and son?
You see, unfortunately, when his father was chief minister, it was a very divided party which was there in Delhi. And there was a lot of resentment to the fact that, you know, by a section of the party that he was made to replace Mr. Madan Lal Khurana as chief minister. In fact, it is said that Mr. Khurana had cried that why should he be made chief minister. Then there was a lot of resentment on, you know, when he was replaced by what you call Sushma Swaraj as chief minister. Incidentally, the times have changed, and the children of all the three stalwarts of that time are today prominent leaders of Delhi BJP.
True.
Harish Rana has won from Motinagar, Pravesh has won from New Delhi, and Balsri Swaraj has become a member of parliament from New Delhi. And the BJP today is a much more united party, and the BJP, local leadership in the BJP cannot afford to, you know, really go against or challenge the choice of the central leadership. So whoever becomes the chief minister in Delhi, whoever gets a chance to come and rule in Delhi, shall have the support of the central leadership, which will be very, very difficult to be, you know, to have create any kind of dissidence against that person. So in the event of Mr. Pravesh Verma being chosen as chief minister of Delhi at this point of time, he will have a much better pitch to play on than his father ever had. His father had a very, very treacherous pitch to bat on. There was a Congress government at the center, and there were a lot of dissidents in the party, in the state. So his father had a difficult time, and there were a lot of turmoil in the party. There were issues of, you know, the BJP the state government had just come to power. At that point, has just been created in Delhi, and the transfer of powers were still to take place at that time. A lot of powers were being delegated by the central government to the state government. There was so much of, you know, there was, you know, the teething
Some
problem.
things in Delhi never change. You know, since 1955, when Delhi was first, you know, Delhi from 52 to 55 was a state. Then there were rifts between the then chief minister and the chief commissioner. There was no LG at that time, and therefore they dissolved the assembly. There was a state reorganization commission which was set up, which said that there are too many unique problems with the dual power structure in the capital, which is why Delhi wasn't a state assembly. So these problems have been going back for 70 years. It's not new. People have seen this.
You know, one point which I wanted to add was, his father, when he became chief minister, he was given the same cabinet this Mr. Khurana had. He even did not have a choice in selecting his ministers. So I'm very sure that kind of a difficult situation will not be faced by Pravesh Verma if the BJP central leadership decides to make him the chief minister.
So he's a MBA from the Foss School of Management, studied at Kirorimal, but I just say no matter...
He's from our college, and our college alumni association is celebrating it in a big manner. That, you know, one of the Kirorians...
So abhi celebration ko rok do. My general advice to everybody is, you know, there could be a big anti-climax. Just pause all celebrations, because there's no knowing who is going to actually be the next chief minister. There's always a Mohan Yadav or a Bhajan Lal Sharma somewhere waiting in the wings. But those images are illustrative. Manjinder Singh Sirsa, former Akali leader, now BJP leader, won from Rajouri Garden, a big seat, and the Punjabi community voting for the BJP in a big way. So could there be a deputy CM from the community, or maybe a Purvanchali leader, and potentially they've had that model in states where they've won one chief minister, one or two deputy chief ministers to balance the caste combination. And in that sense, Yashwant Deshmukh, they have a Brahman chief minister, they have a Yadav chief minister, they don't have a Dalit chief minister, they don't have a Jat chief minister. If that happens in Punjab, Western UP, there's a message there. So lots of caste combinations, not just who deserves to be or who's the giant slayer. Lots of different permutations and combinations will come into play in this choice.
Absolutely, Rahul. And there is a method to what BJP does. It may or may not make sense to most of the people, or we included, pun intended. But the fact is that, if you look into the checklist, there was a talk that, no tribal faces, okay, checklist, that's done in Orissa and Chhattisgarh, then the no, from that side, okay, Madhya Pradesh done. Then somebody said, okay, Brahmins were voting, but Brahmins were not getting their due. Okay, done in Maharashtra, done in before that for that matter in Rajasthan. So yeah, so there are still few checklists which have not yet to be ticked actually. Now, those checklists, of course, as you mentioned, the Jat leadership, that is a checklist. Female face, that's still to be checklist. And though we don't know, any female face coming from, important one as such. But BJP is known not for going for the importance. They have already pulled up people who are not known outside their own circle as such.
Okay, let's spend a moment looking at what this...
One important one is a Sikh face, Rahul, because you mentioned Mr. Sirsa's name. And I am really keen to see, because Mr. Modi, for all credit due, he has bent over backwards in order to accommodate Punjab and the Sikh sentiment.
No, but the problem is all three of their prominent Sikh leaders are from outside the BJP fold. Sirsa originally used to be a Shromani Akali Dal Neta. Marwa was a Congress MLA 3 times over, then won against Sisodia in Jangpura. And you got Arvinder Singh Lovely, who's flip-flopped multiple times now. So it's not as if he's moved once, he came, went, came back again. So you need a core to appease the Delhi BJP Karyakarta and leader. You need somebody who comes from the saffron fold.
Yeah, so for Mr. Sirsa, maybe a deputy CM face as a, but he is going to be elevated, because even if he comes from Akali, it is not something which he has come from rank opposition kind of from coming from a Congress or somebody like that. So he stands to gain a good chance. And also, please do not forget, he single-handedly actually delivered Delhi Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee thing and that material to the BJP in that way in the management and the local elections.
And appointing him has an important impact on Punjab. Elevating him has an impact on Punjab politics.
Exactly my point.
Siddharth Mishra wants to come in and make a point, and then I want to go across to other guests.
I just wanted to say one thing, that you have to make a distinction between the Punjabi community and the Sikh community. The Sikh community has a small presence, and the non-Sikh Punjabi community has a very big presence, just not in Delhi, but also in Haryana, where they have been supporting the BJP. Before the last election, Mr. Manohar Khattar was replaced, and there was said to be a resentment that why a Punjabi was replaced. But anyway, it still made them win the election. So you have to be very, very clear that a Sikh does not really qualify to be called a Punjabi chief minister in that term. A Sikh chief minister, and as we were discussing in your with Mr. Bajwa in your interview earlier in the day, where it was very, very clear that there is an issue of Punjabi and Sikh in Punjab, which is coming up, and where somebody from Aam Aadmi Party having said, Mr. Arora, who is the president of Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, having said that there could be a non-Sikh chief minister in Delhi. So qualifying Mr. Sirsa as complete representative of the Punjabi community will not be really acceptable to the Punjabi community of
Delhi. Okay. I want to go and get a word in from Preeti Sharma Menon from the Aam Aadmi Party. While the BJP and its ecosystem celebrates, the Aam Aadmi Party is down 40 seats from the last time. That's a big crash, big turnaround in political fortunes. Have you had the opportunity, I'm sure you have, to introspect hard and ponder over what went so dramatically wrong?
Well, firstly, congratulations to the BJP. It's been a resounding win. We accept the mandate of the people. And yes, absolutely, you're right. We have to introspect. We have to analyze, because we fought the campaign. We did everything that we possibly could do. Our volunteers, our leaders, we left no stone unturned. And if you look at the vote percentage, the difference between our vote and the BJP vote is 2%. But this 2% has completely changed the way the results would be.
So can I show that on the election intelligence dashboard? I think this is an important point, because a lot of people look at 48, they look at 22 and say, oh my God, the BJP is one so big. But the devil or the nuance is always in the detail. If you look at the alliance-wise vote share, it's 44 versus 47, just a 3% gap. The Congress at 6. So it's not as if the AAP capitulated. Radhika Khera, they put up a good fight. You know, when it's 44 versus 47, this could literally have gone any way. If I look at a historical time graph, so you see here, the BJP has jumped from 39 to 47. That's 8% up from the last time. The AAP has crashed 10%. So the 10% that the AAP fell, Congress got 2%, so they went from 4 to 6. The BJP got 8%, so went from 39 to 47. But it's essentially just 47 versus 44. If the Congress hadn't gone up by 2, it could potentially have been 46, 47. So it's actually it's a very tight, it's an exciting victory, but a tight victory. It's not a complete demolition.
Jai Yamuna Maya. A victory is a victory, whether it's by 1 run or by 1 wicket. Victory to victory hoti hai. The run rate doesn't matter. Nothing matters. At the end, what matters is who won. And the fact of the matter is that the Bharatiya Janata Party has won because the people of Delhi have given Bharatiya Janata Party the mandate. They have chosen the politics of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas over the politics of lies and deceit by one man who started his political career by swearing on his children and fooled the people of Delhi continuously. And every time people of Delhi asked him for an account of what he had done, if you go back to the entire election campaign, Rahul, tell me one time when Arvind Kejriwal said, मैंने ये किया है या मैंने वो किया है. He just said, मैंने ये वादा किया था, मुझे मौका दे दो, हमने नहीं पूरा किया, हम पूरा करेंगे. Or he came out with
no, sure, I understand your point about a victory is a victory, but there is some logic here. Remember, this looks 22-48. This could well have been 30 on the one side and 40 on the other. Things could have changed. I'll tell you why. There are, if I look at seats where the margin is less than 3,000 votes between the victor and the loser, there are 8 such seats. BJP won 7. So, you know, when you say victory is a victory, look at how this distribution has fallen. Out of 8 seats in Delhi, where the margin between the victor and the runner-up is less than 3,000 votes, the BJP has 7 of those. You know, this is a bit like cricket. When it's your day, even an edge goes across the fence for a 6, and if it's not, it goes to first slip. That's life, that's cricket, that's politics. If I look at seats where the margin is less than 5,000, there are 13 such seats, 9 of which, this is not an even distribution. This is skewed in favor of the BJP. This is what is called the winning bandwagon effect. In cricket, they say, apna din tha, boss. It's as simple as that. Din tha, the ball bat ki beech mein lag rahi hai, it's going out of the park. Yashwant Deshmukh, in that sense, politics similar to cricket. Out of 13 seats, typically you'll expect a 6-6, 6-7 kind of distribution, 9-4, 7-1. When it's your day, you know, the ball goes your way. When it's not your day, I mean, you're just ruining your luck.
Absolutely. And this is why I always maintain this, you know, whenever the 3% numbers come on in my face, and we were discussing in the post-poll numbers, I genuinely believe that Nirmala Sitharaman did what she was supposed to do, because those 72 hours were critical in getting that.
No, but I want to tell you, Yashwant, a lot of top BJP ministers were watching our coverage in the morning, and they messaged when you made this point that Nirmala Sitharaman swung it in the last 3 days. They say, ऐसे नहीं होता. You know, it's a बोलने की बात है. Analysts say this, pundits can believe it. बहुत time से बन रहा था. It may have become visible to you at that time. You may have seen it in your numbers, but they believe that they were building it up in that fashion and taking it to that crescendo for a long time. It didn't suddenly happen. ऐसे नहीं बनता campaign this.
Suddenly, now the problem with the for the BJP and its middle class vote is the turnout. There is a big chunk of middle class voter always there. Ask the same person who has been messaging you, are you very confident about the turnout of your middle class voter? The answer is no. The problem of the BJP has always been, whenever they face the acute crisis in Delhi particularly, it has been the turnout. There are people sulking, sit at home, they do not go out and vote. Not that they have shifted to Congress or Aam Aadmi Party. So what Nirmala Sitharaman has done is she has provided a perfect reason, perfect enthusiasm for that middle class to actually go out and vote. That's what I have been trying to tell. And if they are so very keen that it doesn't work that way, ask them to tell that it didn't work that way. You know. So there is a reason they did a very meticulous planning. That number of people who are upset, particularly middle class, with Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal, saying that okay, it is no more the same party, no more the same leader, जिसके लिए मैं आंदोलन से जुड़ा था या जुड़ी थी, you know, ये वो नहीं है. But that sulking part was sitting at home. Yes, the damage was done.
One very interesting trend visible in the data. I want to explain that to our viewers. You know, there were 35 seats out of 70 in Delhi, which the Aam Aadmi Party had won in every election in the last 3 elections. So 35 very weak seats for the BJP, which they'd never won. 35 seats the BJP had never won in the last 3 elections. In this election, they won 19 of those. That's a phenomenal strike rate. So what they did is, they took the traditional calculus of a seat being a very strong opposition seat, and they turned that into a liability, Rajat, for the AAP. Because you've been there for 3 terms, इनका MLA 3 बार से, मतलब उसके ऊपर 3 terms की anti-incumbency है. So they turned what was a strength for the AAP into a big weakness. To win 19 out of 35 very weak seats doesn't often happen.
See, and you know, if you pick specific anecdotes around this, pick a Mangolpuri seat where Rakhi Birla comes from. Now, Rakhi Birla was that quintessential face of an Aam Aadmi Party coming with very humble backgrounds, you know, going out and challenging the Congress back then. And then over a period of time, you saw that hubris adding up to that culminating point when you remember that famous video where she was laughing on Kashmiri Pandit and the Kashmir, the film that was made called the Kashmir Files. You know, that hubris, it was not just limited to Kejriwal. It was spreading like a virus across the length and breadth of
Preeti Sharma Menon, look at this. This is the strength scanner of the Aam Aadmi Party. Out of 26 seats, the AAP had won in every election in the last 3 elections. They've won only 10, they've lost 16. So on what was supposed to be core AAP bastion territory, which Kejriwal and his team were saying, ये तो हम हार ही नहीं सकते, 26 सीटें तो हमारी यहीं हैं, यहाँ से we start from 26. You've lost 16 of those seats, bagging only 10. In seats which you deemed relatively safe, you won only 11 out of 36, losing 25.
Rahul, anybody trying to make a strategy saying कि ये मेरी सीटें पक्की हैं, मैं यहाँ से शुरुआत करूँगा, तो that is a fatal flaw in your strategy, making you never win elections like this.
AAP winning just 10 out of 26 seats, they thought ये तो हमारी पक्की है जी, ये तो हम हार ही नहीं सकते हैं जी.
I think we've never said that there is any seats that we will definitely win. Every seat we've fought neck to neck because the BJP had a campaign on the ground which was extremely, toxic, extremely in a very aggressive campaign. And hats off to them, they pull it off. They do it so well. But we had the entire
when you
might
say
of
the
the
BJP campaign was toxic,
Congress.
how would you describe the AAP campaign? It was
We were
hardly
being
a very
attacked
progressive
on
campaign.
the street every single day. We were attacked physically. We were arrested by the police. Our volunteers were arrested by the police. We were constantly every night in police stations trying to get our volunteers out. I mean, having said all of that, I'm still saying hats off to them. They won. I have no regrets about admitting that we lost fair and square. There is nothing else about it. But we fought the campaign. There was no hubris in the election campaign. The election campaign was
Radhika
humble.
Khera, respond to Preeti's charge
We went to every
that
person.
Sam Dam Dand Bhed, the
as we could.
BJP did what it took. By hook or by crook, you found some way that the EC, the Delhi police, the BJP, they were all fighting as part of the same alliance.
And the Congress.
Unfortunately, the Aam Aadmi Party is ready to blame the people of Delhi for their loss. By saying that the Bharatiya Janata Party used Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed, we use the EC. Let me complete, ma'am. Ma'am, please. Ma'am, please. Please have the patience. I know you've lost. Calm down. Now they're saying that we have the ED in our hands, the police. Are the people of Delhi, the voters, not intelligent enough that they will see through it? So you're trying to say that you were being tortured, you were being ill-treated, you were being manhandled, and yet the people of Delhi voted for the Bharatiya Janata Party. You are really questioning your voters today, unfortunately. Accept the defeat, accept the fact that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal failed to live up to his promises. He had made humongous promises. He had promised the sun, moon, stars. He failed to deliver, and at the end, when he failed to deliver, he started presenting gravities कि भैया मुझसे काम नहीं हुआ है, आप बस थोड़ा सा ये ले लो, थोड़ा सा वो ले लो, which was the fact that happened. And the fact is also there that people of Delhi gave 15 years to Sheila Dikshit, they gave over 10 years to Arvind Kejriwal, and both of them failed. Why I say Sheila Dikshit failed? Because 3 blanks. The Congress has drawn 3 blanks after asking vote on Sheila Dikshit's name.
No, they've actually drawn 6 blanks. 6 ducks for the Congress, 3 in Lok Sabha and 3 in Assembly.
क्या हुआ?
Can I respond, please?
Okay, let Preeti Sharma Menon respond.
6 ducks.
So again, I am repeating.
It's an amazing
that we
competition they have.
Absolutely no qualms about accepting that we lost fair and square. We are saying it. We are saying that we accept the mandate of the people. But the
choice
fact
either.
of the matter is that the BJP has directly copied our manifesto. Not just that, they've also said they will continue the schemes of Arvind Kejriwal. So somewhere the BJP admits that the good work that was done by Arvind Kejriwal needs to be taken forward, and I hope that they do so. For the people of Delhi, for the people of this nation, I hope all the promises that Nadda Sahab made when he released the manifesto, okay, हम Arvind Kejriwal की schemes जारी रखेंगे, और जिनको ये आज मैडम रेवड़ियां कह रही हैं, their same रेवड़ीज have been repeated by the BJP. I hope that that's done. I hope they've not lied so far, because the BJP spokesperson, the lady is clearly saying that she's calling them revedis again. So I hope they don't do a volte-face on that. We accept the mandate. We are ready to work as the opposition.
Yashwant Deshmukh, the big question, of course, in politics, Bihar is still some time away. September, October is when the campaign will really take off. What happens in Punjab? You know, on the basis of your tracker, what can you tell our viewers about your estimate? And I want to tell our viewers that we've got the big mood of the nation coming up. Our first tracker after the big Lok Sabha elections. We will have Yashwant Deshmukh and his team present the Sea Voter tracker in the next few days through next week here on the India Today network. Without giving us the MOTN details, give a broad sense of the kind of anti-incumbency that you're seeing in Punjab as we build up to that big mood of the nation poll with you.
Well, Rahul, they have been facing issues right after the victory because of a simple fact that it was a landslide for them. When you have a landslide, if you are not kind of pitching your performance right up to the mark, the landslide also turns the tide in a very quick succession. So they are having issues. They are having big issues because the command and the control on the administration has not been in the same category that they have been doing or delivering the things in Delhi, for that matter. You know, in Delhi, as you have mentioned since morning, even in the worst crisis right now, they are still controlling 43-44% of the votes over there. But in Punjab, we have seen what happened in the Lok Sabha election. So obviously with Congress and BJP aligning their target together, let me put it this way. I mean, that now both of them have kind of aligned in that way that Aam Aadmi Party is on their target. So obviously whatever the things that play out in Punjab, it will be with full support of Congress in that way. So yes, they need to keep a very keen eye on Punjab. It's going to be troublesome for them the coming days. It's going to be real troublesome for this. And as far as Arvind Kejriwal is concerned, I think he is going to take his focus completely now on Gujarat. And that is something for the Congress to be really worried about.
No, but I'm not sure, and I'll tell you why. Because remember, the Delhi AAP government provided a political springboard which gave energy to the AAP's ambitions in Gujarat. In the absence of that mother switch, will that generator in Gujarat still have the same political fuel being supplied? I think, Rajat, that becomes the critical question.
No, the answer is straight big no. You cannot
Gujarat was tempted because of what they saw as the Delhi model. In the absence of that, he can keep trying to irrigate the political fields of Gujarat.
आप बीच पे जाके fancy house बनाने की कोशिश करोगे. You cannot do that, right? You need to have your roots firmly in one place. You started your story from Delhi, from the lanes of Delhi. Your story will have to be built from here, because what do you go and tell the Gujarati voters? Why have you come there to Gujarat? You tell me, what narrative is he going to then weave out after losing Delhi, not being able to win the confidence of Delhi people? Gujarat people will, stand before him and say that go and win the confidence of those people first. Go and win the confidence of Punjab.
But does he have the patience?
There is just no narrative.
Rajat Sethi recommending double down in Delhi for the next 5 years. Forget trying to go to Gujarat. It's not going to work. Does he have the patience? Because he's a very ambitious man. He wanted to be the next Modi. He wanted to be, he had 300 plus candidates in 2014 thinking that they would be the next big national force. Does he have the patience to just double down on Delhi for the next 5 years, Preeti Sharma Menon?
I think that the strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party will be decided by the Aam Aadmi Party leadership and not by, people who are advising us about what we should do. Definitely, Arvind has already said that he is going to work for Delhi. He's already said it that as an opposition leader, he's not the leader of the opposition, but as in the opposition, the Aam Aadmi Party is going to serve the people of Delhi. So we are going to be right here. We're going to be working here. We'll try and ensure that every scheme, every welfare project that we started is continued by the BJP, and then they don't shut it down and put it into cold storage like they're already cutting down on the Ladki Behan in Maharashtra. So we are going to try and fight for the rights of the people of Delhi. But I think that it is fair for any political party to attempt to spread itself across the country. Why is it considered so wrong if Aam Aadmi Party tries to spread? We have 2 MLAs in Goa, we have 5 in Gujarat, we have 1 in Jammu. We are poised to grow into a national party sooner or later. It may take 5 years, it may take 50 years. I don't know that. But why should we not do that? Because there are voters across the country who like our model of governance, who like our ideology. We are going to reach out to them for sure. I think that
we're
that is what
making
every
lots of
political party
big,
should
we're
do.
making lots of big declarations about national ambitions. I just want to give some context. If the percentage of votes was the proportion of seats, the BJP, because they have 48% of the votes, right? The BJP alliance, they would have had 33.6, 34 seats in Delhi out of 70. If the percentage of votes was the proportion of seats in the assembly, the AAP would have had 30. That's just the nature of politics. First past the post, Yashwant Deshmukh, AAP could have been at 30, BJP could have been at 34. It is how they've managed the campaign. So much is said of big, lofty national ideas. It is the jugaad you do on every seat, which is why the scoreline is 22-48 and not 30-34.
It's a micromanagement. I think with the organic growth needs a proper grassroots structure. You know, what Rajat was saying is making sense to me. Rajat, I did not say this is what they should do. But knowing Arvind Kejriwal as a media person, offense is the best defense is kind of his calling card. So this is why I feel like that he is not going to go down and, lie somewhere silently. He is a kind of a person who is likely to become more aggressive after this. This is what I could be wrong, but this is what he has been doing. We have seen him in the last 10 odd years. That's his brand of politics. So in order to safeguard Punjab, probably he is going to double down on his attack on Congress. Forget about BJP. What I am simply trying to say, it's the fight of the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party which is going to intensify further. BJP के दोनों हाथ में लड्डू है. ये लड़े चाहे भीड़.
ये सभी के पास लड्डू है, हमारे पास ही लड्डू नहीं है. सुबह से we've been wondering who's sending us laddus. Radhika Khera, everybody is coming and talking about laddus. We're not getting any laddus. This is not fair. Can't work like this.
That's the problem.
वो खुद खा रही है, हमें नहीं खिला रही है. Big problem.
You want Mysore pak or laddus? You want Mysore pak or laddus?
No, that's just a metaphorical laddu. I mean, actually at 8:39 I need to avoid all laddus, but that's the metaphorical laddu.
Yeah, but having said that, I just want to put in one thing over here. Everybody is talking here about Arvind Kejriwal looking at Gujarat or looking here, looking there. If you had heard the Prime Minister speaking today, he categorically said one thing, that on the first day of the new assembly, the CAG report will be tabled and those who are found guilty will be sent back to jail. So we are going to watch over everything that the Aam Aadmi Party, every bit of corruption that they have done. And mark my words, Arvind Kejriwal is going to be back in jail very, very soon. And that is what
How
the people of
daunting
Delhi
is that
have
prospect?
also wanted.
Priti Sharma
You remember
Menon,
Arvind Kejriwal has asked
the Prime Minister spoke about it, Radhika Khera now speaking about it, the CAG report, the ED case, AAP being named as an accused. There's a litany of legal charges that Kejriwal now needs to account for.
That is the threat that the BJP has been using in politics for the last decade. That is why today Ajit Pawar, who was, as per Narendra Modi ji, the nationally corrupt party, 70,000 crore ka ghotala, in 2 days becomes their deputy chief minister. That is why Radhika Khera is in the BJP today. That is why Hemant Soren is the chief minister of the BJP today.
Oh,
that's the
I am
threat
in the
they use
BJP,
over
ma'am. Please
everybody.
get ready for a show, for a notice. Why am I in the Bharatiya Janata Party?
BJP because
it's
of their
because
threats
people
and
like you, your life, Arvind Kejriwal bashed up a Rajya Sabha MP in his house, and Congress disrespects women in their party. Don't talk about why I'm in the party. Talk about yourself and the 2,000 crores that you have Nakaro.
Okay. Let's not make it personal. That's not classy. Listen, one second. Who leaves which party to go where is frankly somebody's personal choice. I don't want to get downright personal and nasty. It's not nice. We at India Today try very hard to raise the conversation to a level where this is the gold standard. Let's try and make sense, not add noise. Serves no purpose, is never my style, it's not what we prefer at the India Today Group. Try and win the debate through the power of your argument, through the quality of your analysis, not by the kind of noise you make. If that's what you want to do, there are plenty of other networks that will have you. That's not what we like to do. Rajat, what does this mean for Punjab politics going forward from a BJP lens? You know, we heard Pratap Bajwa and RP Singh say 32 plus MLAs are in touch with the Congress. Bhagwant Mann, he claims, is in touch with Home Minister Amit Shah through Ravneet Bittu. Does it make sense to orchestrate, engineer some kind of a crisis, or let the AAP stew in its own troubles for the next 2 years?
Any kind of a crisis is going to emanate from the crisis that Aam Aadmi Party's government is having right now as we speak in Punjab. Bhagwant Mann, the Chief Minister, has shown enough overtures to the BJP's top leadership, and you know it's quite evident.
क्या overture देखा? ऐसी मतलब बोली जाओ कुछ भी?
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है. Look at his body language. You know, the first thing that he did was issue an inquiry commission into the lapses of security. He did not take up
what any chief minister should do.
नहीं किया ना पिछले वाले ने. अभी भी नहीं करते. Kejriwal would never do that. See, he broke the line. He is capable leader. First of all, he is going to assert whatever little bit authority that he can do on Aam Aadmi Party. If the power and full control is not in his hand,
he might want to take power.
Kejriwal,
No, that's a good point. Yeah, Preeti Menon, you know, Bhagwant Mann has been kept on a very tight leash. He's asked to do what Delhi tells him to. That doesn't go down well in Punjab. Punjab wants Punjabis to decide. They don't want Delhi remote controlling. I mean, that's the whole politics of Punjab. And Bhagwant Mann, frankly, has to a great extent been remote controlled. Now, he may want to, whether he jumps over and becomes the next Eknath Shinde, as Bajwaji was suggesting, is a different matter. But he will, very logically, and it's only human nature, want to exert more control.
I think I can safely assure you that Man Sahab and Arvind Kejriwal are as thick as they've always been. They both have come together because they believe in the same ideology, because they have the same desire to work for the people of Punjab. And there is absolutely nothing that is going to cause any discrepancy in the way Man Sahab has run his government. He's been running it in the past few years, and he will continue for the next 3 years. And his huge popularity in Punjab is going to ensure that he wins again. Because it is the first time in Punjab that electricity has been made free. It's the first time in Punjab that there are so many jobs being created. I don't think that you can take away from the fact that Punjab Aam Aadmi Party government is delivering by creating, you know...
so we'll debate Punjab another time. At this moment, this day is done. This, I've been saying for the past 72 hours, would be Super Saturday. A very significant milestone day in national politics, because the AAP was much more than just a party in Delhi. It was a national idea. They've been quelled in their own bastion, clipping their wings, at least for the time being. Kejriwal, though, is a pugnacious street fighter. Never rule him off, never write him off. He may find a way of living and fighting another day. That's the nature of politics. That's the nature of Kejriwal. And I say, bring it on. Let there be a contest of ideas and let the voters decide who they want should win. At this moment, though, they've decided they want the BJP in power. 27 years of political exile, amongst the longest stints they've been away from power in a city-state which was once their own. Tall leaders like Lal Krishna Advani, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, V.K. Malhotra, they fought and won in Delhi. They're back in power. The voters of Delhi have expressed grave hope. As one senior BJP minister said earlier in the day, they know they have a short runway. They need to hit the ground running and deliver fast because the voters are impatient. They'll want to ensure that change can be seen around them before the next general elections. That leaves them with just about 3 years to start ensuring that change can be seen, felt, and then maybe all of us who live around the capital can go for a dubki in the Yamuna Ji, since everyone is swearing by saying Jamna Ji ki jai, Jamna Ji ki jai. Hopefully we'll have a proper riverfront, have water which you can kayak on, canoe on. Maybe we're just getting carried away. Let's see what happens. That's the promise. Now is the chance to turn that promise into reality. For tuning in all through the day today and for being a part of this coverage, thank you very much.